Well, today I'm at the sweetest place on earth, Hershey in Pennsylvania, and up here, perched above the town, overlooking the chocolate town, is Hershey Gardens. And you know, every time I come here I can't help but admire the beautiful specimens that they have in the gardens, and particularly the Japanese maples. For here within the grounds are several beautifully formed, fully mature plants that show off the exquisite characters of these beautiful little trees. And when you look at venerable old specimens like these with a rounded, tumbling habit, you can begin to see why I love them so much and why they're regarded as some of the most beautiful, elegant little trees that we can grow in our gardens. Now, while those are big, fully mature specimens that are at least 60, perhaps 70 years old, you can see from this specimen, which is younger, that they make an ideal little tree for most people's gardens. Slow growing, compact, and very elegant. They make beautiful specimens whether they're planted in a lawn by itself, perhaps in a border with other trees and shrubs or perennials, or also in a shady spot. And that gives a very good indication for their versatility and adaptability. They will grow very well in a partially shaded or shady site, and old specimens like this develop the unique branching characteristic habit of twisted gnarled branches that gives a degree of maturity and age to the garden. Little wonder that they've been grown for centuries in Japanese and Oriental style gardens. Now there's two main types. There's this one, the taller growing of the two, called Acer palmatum, and that's a botanical term that means leaves the shape of your hand. And when you look at them, they're broad in the center with 5 or 7 lobes around the outside. And then there's this one, by far and away the choicest little tree that we can grow in our garden, called Acer palmatum dissectum. Quite a mouthful, but it's the cut-leafed Japanese maple, and it has these delicate, intricate leaves that when they come together make such absolutely gorgeous little trees for us to grow in our garden. Now, when I'm here admiring them in late spring, just after the new leaves have emerged, you know, it's great to have them in the garden because they have interest throughout the entire year. Whether it's in the middle of the summertime when the leaves are fully formed, or in the fall when they take on beautiful autumnal shades of golden ambers and oranges and even bright scarlets. And then in the fall, when they drop their leaves, the leaves are so light that they often shrivel up and blow away, so there's no raking of leaves. And even in winter time, when they don't have any leaves, the structure of the branching habit looks very pretty in the winter landscape. And best of all, Japanese maples are really very easy to grow. All they want is an average soil that's well drained. Just follow the directions on the website or on the tags and you can't go too far wrong. And in today's world, where we have often deer problems in our gardens, one of the really great things about them is that deer normally don't browse on them. So you see, there's a lot going for these little trees. And here in the Garden Splendor Nursery, where we grow a selection of the best performing varieties, we go to a lot of trouble to produce fresh, healthy plants that are vigorous, nice specimens ready to be taken and planted directly into your garden. And one of the things that I like about Japanese maples is that they have a sense of elegance and poise at whatever stage they're at. Whether it's a young specimen like this one, big enough to make nice impact in the garden, yet small enough to be easily picked up and put in the trunk of a car, or those big specimens. There's few other trees that I think have that sense of elegance and poise at whatever age they're at. Now, over the centuries, dozens if not hundreds of different forms have been developed, from small compact growing ones like this one to the taller growing ones like this one that will get to about 20 or 30 foot tall. So when you go to the garden centre, be sure to examine all the different types and varieties, because I'm sure there's one there that's right for your garden. This is David Wilson. Enjoy your gardening. It's good for us, and it's very good for our environment too.